Grand Rising, Vicky. Hi, beautiful angel. Eye-opening weekend, for sure. Grand Rising Angels. Hello. Kay Vizwana. Welcome to the Butterfly Sanctuary. This is Ascension Class. If you've never been here before, stick around a while and you just might learn something. Grand Rising Flower Power. Hello, beautiful angel. Hello, everybody. Yes, that was pretty amazing, wasn't it? I loved Tulsi Gabbard's speech. I thought her speech was amazing. And Tucker Carlson even, his speech was pretty awesome. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. It is not necessary, all people are, none of us are perfect, right? And before he took on the new consciousness, he was a raging lunatical jerk, bad person. He was right with them. So, some of the things that people say about him are true because that was at one time his consciousness. Just like at one time my consciousness was suicidal. And that is when my higher self had to walk in to this body because, and I've made as that other person, as that other consciousness, I made a lot of mistakes. Do I remember them all? No. And that's the problem. Because people will say, you said this, you did that. And I'll be like, well, hate to tell you, but it wasn't me. And when I say it wasn't me, I'm not being, it wasn't the same consciousness. So I can relate to that, right? I can relate to that. I know he did. I know. The consciousness that's in him right now is the same consciousness that was in JFK and the same consciousness that was in Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, exactly. So people that come at me and say, okay, if you say so. But I had the experience. I was there when that consciousness was pushed out and the other consciousness went in. I was there. So I know. But you can't, there's no way to prove it. The only way I could prove it, kind of, is if you listen to the things that they say, right? JFK has uttered the exact same words as Trump. Yes. Good job, Brandy. Good job. Yeah, I was going to vote yesterday, but there's a lot of elderly people around here, so the voting lines were really long, so I didn't vote yesterday. But I will this week. Hi, Christy. Hi, beautiful. Hi, beautiful. I will say to y'all, okay, so one of you guys, and I'm not going to name names, got very angry with me because she said a statement that I called her on. She said that why bother voting? It doesn't count. And I said to her, if everyone felt that way, our country would be in a worse state than it is now. And that's the truth. The only thing that is going to get what we want done is if we overwhelm them this time, right? We have to overwhelm them with our love and light this time. You know, the way I say it is God called in the Amish. They have never voted ever. He called them in because the other side is cheating. And in order to balance out that cheat, to have illegals vote, God had to call in the Amish, and he also called in Christians that have never voted. So, yeah. So God called in the Amish and all the Christians that have never voted this time. This is an important time. This is not just a regular election. This is good against evil. So when one of you says that to me, I'm going to call you on it because that was the most stupidest statement I have ever heard. And I'm sorry, but I'm just not going to baby anyone that says something that's stupid. And when I called her on it, she got very defensive, and put words into my mouth. She said I called her stupid. I didn't. But, and she, will probably block me. I am not for everyone. I'm not going to hold my tongue. Right? I'm not. If I feel, and this was, I wanted her to grow from the experience. I sent her to watch Fall of the Cabal. If you guys have not watched Fall of the Cabal on Rumble, then you have no idea what's going on and how long it has taken us to get here to where we are now. Okay? But she didn't want to see that. She didn't even want to hear it. So, I'm not for everybody. This is not for everybody. There is going to be chaos. Do you think he's here to not create chaos? Because he is. For thousands of years, horrible people have been in charge of our country and the world. Horrible people have been poisoning our food and hurting our children. And so this time, we are standing up for ourselves and our children. And I will never stop screaming from the rooftops to save the children. Never. That was part of my mission here. And I hope all of you are 5D enough so that you can see that they are demons. I literally see them as demons with scaly skin and black eyes and black auras. And I'm not playing when I say that. That's real. And yes, I'm not voting for a man. I am voting for the whole thing. Make America great again. Make America healthy again. Make America so we can afford to live again. Make America so these horrible people are not hurting our children. That's what I'm voting for. So when one of you tells me that my vote doesn't count, it doesn't matter, I'm sorry, what? You know not. And I will tell you, you know not. And if you don't like it, there's the door. I am saying you should vote. But if you don't, oh well, that's your choice. But then don't complain when they're still hurting our children and stuff. Every vote counts this time. Like I said, God called in the Amish. And they have never voted before, ever. Okay? So. That's what I wanted to say. And also, when I found, I'll tell you what, nothing gets me hotter than when I find out that our Congress votes on whether people should be put in jail for hurting children. What? Isn't that like a police thing? What? And then they're voting to not put them in jail? To slap them on the wrist? For graping 2-year-olds? What? All right, I can't. I'm sorry, but the hurting of the children is the last straw. We need to get those demons out of our Congress, out of our government, off this earth. And this is the first time I've really spoke up about this, but I have to, because that is what I was put here to do. And you're going to see more posts on children and on Trump and whatever else, because I'm not hiding who I am from nobody. And this is not about politics. This is about good versus evil. And I am a light warrior. Oh, I know, Trina. I know. But I also know they're not human. So, exactly. All right. Let's get on to funner stuff, shall we? Okay, this is rainbow butterflies, and we're going to put that on. Let's see what Spirit has to say for us. I have a feeling that the energy's changed a little bit, so I have a feeling we're going to hear some different songs today. And also, yeah. All right. I want to hear from John. That's what I want to do. Kiri. All right. We're going to start off with Kiri Elazin. If you don't know what that means. If you don't know what that means, it means God have mercy. Kiri Elazin means God have mercy. Yes, Nature Station, exactly. I believe that God called in the Amish and the Christians that have never voted before. You know how many people that I've heard from that say, this is my first time voting. And I'm like, you feel the energy, don't you? You feel the urgency. Right? Right. Exactly. It's not a man, though. It's a movement. It's a movement of love and light. It's a movement. And I'm going to get behind that 100%. It's a movement to save the children. It's a movement to save all of us. It's a movement to get our country back. Right? Any one of you could preach just the same as me, right? Any one of you. But we have lost a couple of butterflies because of this, and it is what it is. I will not baby you, pamper you. I will not do that. I love you. And sometimes tough love is love. So if I say something that hurts your feelings, I'm sorry. But everything happens for a reason. And I cannot change who I am or who I'm meant to be on this planet for anyone. And I won't. I refuse to. Sometimes we have to go through things that are hard and tough, but we must go through them. Right? Wow. Yeah. You know, we have to fight for what we want. We have to fight for our freedom. It is about our freedom too, guys. It is about our freedom. It's about our freedom. Okay. It's not even about Trump. It's about the movement of the people. It's about the movement of the people. Good versus evil. Yep. Yes, we still love you, Todd. Okay. Chapter 10. The dream. The dream. So this is the Immortal. Legend has it that John, the author of the Apocalypse, never died and still walks the earth after 2,000 years. These pages have the fascinating story of one man's encounter with a virtual immortal. Yes. It is about the U.S. It sure is. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's do cards. See, I'm getting all in my head. Just finding that thing yesterday with the Congress and the children just fired me up. I am fired up. Fired up. Yes, we'll do the cards. Sorry, universe. All right, cards. What is that song? Will you remember me? Wow. Okay. Chakra wisdom card. First one. Self-confidence. All right. Makes sense. I trust myself fully. I will not allow fear or doubt to hold me back from doing what I am here to do. I have confidence, belief, and conviction in my abilities and goals. I welcome questioning by others, as this gives me a chance to clarify my truth, ideas, and philosophies. I trust in a higher power, and I am open to new challenges. Hello, Benny. Hi, beautiful. Hello, Julia. Hi, beautiful. Oh, I got to tell you guys one other thing I did this weekend, which was really fun. I had my grandson on Saturday night, and he said to me, Nana, can you show me aliens? Hi, Phoenix. Hi, beautiful angel. He says, Nana, can you show me aliens? And I'm like, what do you mean, can I show you aliens? I thought he was talking about that little show that's on TV, on Tubi or whatever, about aliens. And he's like, no, Nana, I want to see the real aliens. So me and him went to a YouTube channel that I've been following for quite a while, and I actually shared it on the Discord also, called Piperon. And we were going through all the aliens, and one of them was the mantis being. And he was like, Nana, that looks like a bug. That looks like a scary bug. And I said, no, baby. I said, mantis are kind. And I said, it's not always what they look like that matters. Whether we were going through, and he was going, oh, that guy is the bad guy. And I said, no, that's a good guy. And he said, what makes him a good guy, Nana? And I'd read all the stuff about him. And he'd be like, oh, so we were going through all these aliens and talking about aliens. And one of the aliens, you guys just mentioned the mantis. So one of the aliens that we talked about was the mantis. And I was like, no, that's a good guy, Brandon. The mantis is a good guy. So yeah, that was pretty cool. All right. Back to the cards. So here is our healing energy oracle. We definitely need healing energy today. What do you got for us today, universe? Because we need it. I know I need it. I am hot. I am hot today. Yes, this is what I needed to see. This is what I needed to see. This is what I needed to see. Thank you. Freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom, butterflies. Yes. Freedom. I realize my wounds create doubt, resentment, and guilt, so I work to free myself of darkness. I cast off negative thoughts. Yes, I needed this card so bad. Find peace in my heart and discover the being of light within me. Yeah, I needed this today. I need to remember it's all a movie. In the big picture, it doesn't matter. In the big picture. Wisdom. Hello, Monarch. Hello, darling. Yeah, there are no coincidences. None. God has a plan for me. I live here now, knowing beauty is to come. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't force things to happen faster than the universe has decided for me. Right? And I always say, get on with it. Let the EBS ride. Get on with it. I learn from my experiences, take small steps in faith, and succeed. Thanks to all my efforts. Oh, I love this song. And inner strength, yes. Nothing moves me from my path to the light because I have complete confidence in myself. I realize my innate qualities and abilities and know that with God I can do anything. All the power I need is within me. Yes, it is all in you. It's all within you. Look at this. This is a human body. This is our wings, flying, rising like a phoenix. Inner strength. This song says, thank you, Jesus. The battle rages on. Hallelujah. Love has won. That's what this is called. Love has won. We know that. All right. These are rainbow work your light. Rainbow work your light. Trust. Trust your path. There's that rainbow. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Trust your path. Keepers of the earth. Keepers of the earth. That is who we are. That is who we are. With the help of our ascended masters, our archangels, we are keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Right? There are no coincidences here today. There's that light code to go ahead and get for keepers of the earth. Remembering Sisterhood of the Rose. Yes. Beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. This is who you are. You all are oracles. You all are teachers. And there's that code right there. Sisterhood of the Rose. Yep. Okay. Star seeds. We are all star seeds. All from the galaxies. All from different galaxies. Andromedans, Arcturians, Pleiadians, Lyrians, Blue Avians, Syrians. All of us. Reminder of the power that we hold. This is us without our material bodies. The blue flame. Spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Yes, the blue flame. Jump in. Andromedan energy, adventure. Say yes to change. Yes. Say yes to change. The 1,000 years of peace is upon us. The golden age is upon us. Empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty. Absorbing what's not yours. Be very wary of the energy that you absorb. Observe everything. Don't absorb it. That's my problem. That's my problem when it comes to children. When it comes to children, I absorb it. That's my problem. And I need to heal from that. I need to heal from that, but I can't help it. They're innocents. They're little babies. Right? It is what it is. Empathic starseed. Empathic starseed. Adults can take care of themselves. They can speak for themselves. The children, they cannot speak for themselves. We are their voices. We are the only help. We are their heroes. Right? I will protect the children at all costs. No matter who I lose doing it. I will. All right, here is our crystal for the day. The apophyllite. Increased support. Oh, I needed to hear this. Open arms. Thank you, universe. Definitely needed to hear that. That is like a hug from the universe. Open arms. Open arms. Your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to an abundance of help and opportunities. Increased support. We need it. We need all the support we can get. All of it, because this world has been in dire straits for so very long. And to actually start to see the end of this movie, the end of this turmoil, the end of it, its death pangs are rattling our every reality. Our realities are being rattled. But the calm is coming, guys. But the storm is upon us. And we have to watch our energy. Even me. Everybody, right? This is for all of us. And remember, the universe is there helping us. You're seeing many more videos about ships. I see ships all the time. All the time. I pointed one out to my son the other day. We were shopping. I looked up at a ship cloud and I said, look at that ship. So what ship, Mom? That's a cloud. I said, yeah, that's a ship. He just looked at me, oh, Mom. You know, it's okay. It's okay. I see the ships in the clouds. And they're showing up more and more and more and more. And people are making more and more and more videos about them. Right? Aw, thank you, Val. Thank you, Val. Here's our fairy for the day. Shine from within. Oh, I love it. Look. And it's a baby fairy. Aww. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within. And it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. I know, Benny. It's funny, isn't it? It is done on purpose. It is done on purpose. People are still saying we're crazy. That's okay. They're going to see soon enough. Soon enough, they're going to see what we see. The veil is lifting fastly, too. Here is our animal for the day. The raven. Back to the raven. Didn't we just have this one? The shaman. You are the creator and magician. Yes. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits. Do you know what else is elementals? The dragons. The dragons. And glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. Yes. Raven, you are the magician. It's time for me to fly. Time for us to fly. All right. This is our awakened dreamer. Soul shine. Look at these cards, man. They're like shine your light. Use your voice. Jump in. You are aligned with the light that radiates throughout this world and beyond. Now is the time to claim your rightful place as one with the sunlight of the spirit. Hello, Victoria, grand rising. Beautiful angel. Hello, Mark, grand rising. Now is the time to claim your rightful place as one with the sunlight of the spirit. Allow your glow to sparkle and shimmer through you as you set this world ablaze. We are setting this world ablaze with our light. Yes, we are. Soul shine. All right, we are going through a portal today. Today is Monday. How was that Akasha portal? It was awesome for me. So many things come up. All right, before we go through the portal, we are going to do our mantra. What is a mantra? We call forth from within the light of source. Thank you for standing at the forefront of our heart and mind. Do you realize how many times we thank source in this room? Many, many times. Because when you're thankful, you receive wisdom and guidance. So thank you for activating the ancient wisdom of our souls. We welcome in the support of heaven, earth, the stars, light beings, and beyond. We choose to anchor the energy of remembrance in unity, peace, love, and wholeness. Bringing our energy in service to the earth and to the light for the wholeness of all life everywhere, to support all in remembering the truth of who and what we are. Ooh, isn't that interesting? I didn't even realize that. That question is the question from the Immortal. Who or what are you? Cannot make this shit up. All right, here's the portal. Here is the portal. Halls of learning. See that? We're all learning. Spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. We've all stepped into the halls of learning. All of us. Shall we see what that's all about? Yes. The halls of learning. We haven't had that one before. We are accelerating our ascension. A lot of Ario today. A lot of Ario. The halls of learning, also sometimes known as the Great Halls, are an etheric retreat dedicated to spiritual knowledge. They are a training space for all souls, including those on earth, spiritual guides, and those between lives. They have been visited by many spiritual seekers, seers, and mediums over the years, and have been described as a giant, somewhat Gothic university building with marble flooring, spiral staircases, and tall bookcases. Some have said these halls are home to the Akashic records. Remember last week we traveled to the Akashic? That was the portal last week. While others have wondered if they are connected to the halls of Amenti. I can confirm that these are actually two different retreats. Ultimately, this etheric retreat is an ancient mystery school. Hogwarts! We are in Hogwarts, guys. That's what Forest Fairy says, Hogwarts. It's an ancient mystery school, and it is particularly powerful for those who are opening up their psychic and clairvoyant abilities. If this gateway comes to you often, it brings confirmation that your psychic gifts are strengthening. Also, if the idea of an ancient mystery school in the astral realm seems familiar, there's a good chance that you've been here during dream time or even between incarnations. These great halls are held within the heart of Source and are a projection of the divine mind's infinite intelligence. While we visit them, we are connecting directly with the wisdom of Source. Think about a challenging time or lesson you are facing and say, Source and wisdom keepers of the halls of learning, thank you for revealing to me the pattern, trauma, or wound that has created this lesson so I can heal it once and for all. Then listen carefully. Ahaha! Yes. Just what the lesson. This is exactly the lesson that I needed to hear today. You are on the path of great learning. Spiritual beings are drawing close to support you. If you are facing challenging or difficult circumstances or have just moved through such a time, some of you are being called to review what you have learned about yourself. If you're still feeling overwhelmed by a certain event or asking why it happened, call on Source and your guides to reveal to you the pattern, trauma, or wound that has contributed to this challenge. If you aren't experiencing challenging energy, the reason is that you've made huge progress on your spiritual journey. So much so that your perspective has shifted, so that you can view every challenge as a window of opportunity. The Halls of Learning Gateway indicates that your spiritual gifts are developing at this time. Yes, we're all experiencing our spiritual gifts. Some of them are not so easy to integrate as others. We're going through the halls of learning, guys. The halls of learning. All right. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And that was confirmation. Confirmation. The ding was confirmation. Living with Christ and thinking as Christ. Exactly what would Jesus do? Connecting with our inner Christ dragon, our golden Christed dragon. But everybody does it differently, right? Everybody does it differently. Here is our butterfly for the day. And the forgiveness helps me to let go and move on with my life, opening up to new and loving experiences. Yes, CCC 333. Christ Conscious Collective. That is who we are as a group. As a group. All right. And now we have our Ascended Master. Will there be an extended message? Let's see. Sir Newness. Life Force. Express your deriving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. So sensual and sexual powers are they're powerful. When you're coming from the sacral chakra, is very powerful. I'm trying to, let me see if I have something on the sacral chakra. Shout in the jukebox, baby. Let's see. I don't know if this mentions.
Brad runs his own landscaping business.
Yeah, with my two brothers.
They take their business very seriously.
Sure do.
Fred traded up to commercial auto insurance for serious customized coverage that grows his
Let me see.
all for seriously low rates.
All right, so when's it gonna happen? You know, the big Geico surprise.
I'm sorry.
Some hair metal band. Are they gonna jump out of those bushes?
No, this is a serious Geico ad.
That pyro was pretty cool, though.
Get more.
Okay, so I will tell you,
Geico.com/commercial.
in astral travel,
It's what we all want.
when you concentrate on, because when you go into meditation and you concentrate on the sacral area, your astral travel will be more powerful if you go from the sacral. Yeah, it's because it's hard to explain why. But okay, let's see. It's the VOM. I feel. Okay, so it has to do with feelings. The sacral chakra is your feelings, your what you feel, okay? Knowledge of light. What is it? Gratitude for, oh. Hi, Ashley. Hi, beautiful. All right. All right. Now we're going to have words from John. And Thunder's playing. That's our jam, too. The thunder and footprints, right? It was then that I carried you. It was then that I carried you. The great words of Yeshua. But we are going to get right into the Immortal. Okay, our sacral chakra is our creative energy. Exactly. And this is why that when you go from the sacral chakra, when you're astral traveling, your imagination just goes wild. Yeah. We're going to get more into the Kundalini today, too. All right. So, chapter 10, The Dream. I drove over to Albertsons to seek out John again and ask him the 2,000-year-old question. I drove around the corner and saw the now familiar sight of the bell ringer. I parked, got out of the car, and headed towards him. John, I said. The bell ringer turned. It was not the same bells, nor was it the same John. Where's John? I asked. Who's John? Replied the man, a fairly scruffy-looking guy, about 20 years younger than John. He's a guy who was working here before you. Oh, that guy. I'm not sure. He had to go out of town. When will he be back? I don't know. People come and go at this job. Chances are he'll never be back. Ha ha ha. Is there anyone who would know? You might check with the regional office. I went home and made several phone calls and finally found someone who remembered John. He had basically the same story. John was out of town for an indefinite period and wasn't sure when he would be back. He said he hoped John would come back soon because he was their best fundraiser. This was an event I never expected. Even though I had only known John a few days, it already seemed as if he was an old friend who would always be there when I needed him. It was almost as if he was a genie who belonged to me, as if he had not yet granted my 3 wishes and had no right to take any time off until I had my way with him. Haha. Damn, I said to Elizabeth when I returned home. John is gone and they don't know when he will be back. Do you know where he lives? You know, I never even thought to ask him. Who knows? Maybe he's just sitting in some small apartment in North End watching TV and drinking a beer. John was certainly a man of surprises. But didn't they say he was out of town? If he is a real apostle, I don't think he would lie. Well, maybe he hasn't left yet. Maybe if we knew where he lived, we could catch him before he left. Didn't he say he would give you more hints in a week? A week from your first encounter is next Thursday. If he is truly a man of his word, he will be back by then. That's 5 days away. I wanted to talk to him today. I can't believe it. I feel more restless about seeing John again than I did about you when we fell in love. I never thought that could happen with another woman, let alone a man. My heart ached with disappointment. I realized I had made a statement that may have hurt Elizabeth and turned to her. I'm sorry. You know you're the most important person in my life. It's just that I felt such spiritual love and power coming from John. It seemed so familiar and so good, and now it's gone. I know Elizabeth reassured me. I probably would be upset too, but I feel the same way. As soon as you said he was gone, I also felt a void, and that extra strength that came through him is fading. I don't think I can get up again. I didn't want to see her get weak again. I grabbed her hand, hoping she could keep her strength until she was healed. Here, let me pull you up. You must keep faith in yourself, that you can be well. Oh, I love you, Sharon. Sending so much love and light out there. I missed what it was about because I'm reading, but you just know I love you, and I send prayers to each and every one of you. I pulled on her, but she was unable to stand more than a few seconds. She was very shaky and unable to walk. I helped her back into a wheelchair. I noticed a tear falling down her cheek as she said, "It was good to feel well for a day, but I'm losing strength fast. I think I'll soon be back to my normal weak self." Listen to her words, right? Huh. Her faith, went down. Her faith, how do you say that? Faltered. Her faith faltered. Her words, listen to her words, right? As soon as he told her that John was gone, her faith faltered. Right? Hello, Yaya. Hello, darling. Our words matter. The words we speak to ourselves and others. Yes, her words are making her weak again. Exactly. All right. She says, "It was good to feel well for a day, but I'm losing strength fast." I think I'll be soon back to my normal weak self. Wow. John said that this short-term miracle was to give you faith that you can be healed. Even though it is passing, maybe we should be thankful that we had the opportunity to see that miracles are still possible. Exactly, Trina. Ding, ding, ding. Perhaps she said, but instead of faith, I feel afraid. I'm afraid that we will never see John again. I don't know why. I feel kind of a sinking feeling. I feel the same feeling, I agreed. For some reason, I feel a great void of energy. I hope nothing has happened to him. If anyone can take care of himself, I'm sure a 2,000-year-old man can, said Elizabeth. It's probably just us. We'll just have to live this next week with the belief that we will see him again no later than Thursday. You're right, said Elizabeth. We will have to do everything possible to solve the first key. We need to at least show him that we have made the greatest possible effort. Yes, but I think I've done about all I can do at this point. The best that I can come up with is that we must be gods like Jesus said in the scripture. There is one other person you can call. Why don't you call your friend Lance in California and run by him the same question as you did Wayne? Yes, I thought it would be interesting to get Lance's input. We had a long history together. We were business partners for a while and shared many good times together. We had also spent countless hours talking philosophy together. He moved to Los Angeles several years ago after he got thoroughly ingrained in the New Age movement. He has researched numerous groups and studied their philosophy. It's quite possible that he has come up with some interesting interpretations to John's first key. Sorry, my throat is bad today. It's so weird because all of these names in this book have been in my life. Every name, Lance, Wayne, Elizabeth, John, all of it. Okay. That's a good idea, I said to Elizabeth. It wouldn't hurt to get his opinion. I don't think there is any new age group that he hasn't looked into. Late that evening, I finally caught Lance in. How's things in the big city? Wow, your nephew's name is Lance. Awesome. Grand rising, Dolly. Hello, beautiful angel. Exciting things are happening, he said. Too bad you aren't here. I'm giving a seminar this weekend. You ought to come down sometime and check out what I'm doing. Maybe after Elizabeth gets better, I said. How's she doing? He said. She's having her ups and downs, I replied. Give her my best, he said. Guess what my seminar is on? Knowing you, it could be anything. I call it Ye Are Gods, a synthesis of the New Age and the Bible. I almost dropped the phone. What made you pick that topic? I asked. Well, as you know, just about all the New Agers down here think man is some type of God who has forgotten who he is. That we just have to remember. Is that what you think? I asked hopefully. Yes, the idea is basically true. But what's interesting is that I have been running into these religious types lately who've been quoting the Bible at me right and left. They say the idea that man can become a god is Lucifer's first great lie. These guys really got under my skin, so I started studying the Bible again to see if it was as backward as these guys make it sound. And guess what I found? I'm sure it's interesting, I quipped. Interesting. Listen, the Bible teaches out the yin-yang, that humans are really gods. You mean like the Mormons teach? Not really. The Mormons are in kindergarten on this and seem to be embarrassed to talk about this doctrine anymore. The Bible doesn't tell us that we are going to be gods in some far-off future, but that we are gods in the here and now, very similar to many New Age teachings. The thing that gets me is that most New Agers think anyone who believes in the Bible or studies it is back in the Stone Age. And Bible believers think that New Agers are worshipers of the devil himself. My studies reveal a harmony between the New Age philosophies and the Bible, and no one seems to see it. So I thought I would give some lectures on the subject and see how much interest is out there. So I just want to interject here and say, to me, and this is my feeling on the whole thing is, I believe all religions have wisdom in them. And I believe spirituality is taking the best wisdom from each of the religions. And that is what I believe. So if someone asks you who or what we are, would you answer that we are gods? That's what Jesus said in the good book. That's also what every teacher that's into the New Age or philosophy around here thinks, he said. I reflected a moment. What if God himself appeared to you and told you that was the wrong answer and that you were supposed to guess again? What would you say? I never thought about it being the wrong answer. Right, exactly, Bobby. There's good in each religion, right? There's good parts in each of them. That's how I believe. None of them are 100% and none of them are 0%. Hello, Bobby Rocks. Hello, darling. Hi, Crystal. Hello, darling. Exactly. All paths lead to the same ending, just different. Spot on, Victoria. Spot on. I never thought about it being the wrong answer. It makes too much sense, he replied confidently. But just suppose it was wrong. Is there anything? What time is it? Is it already 10 o'clock? Holy cow. Is there anything else you would guess? What else could it be, he asked. In the beginning, there was only God, and he created the universe out of himself. That means you are made out of God, and you are part of God. If you are one with the God consciousness, then you are God just as much as Jesus was. After all, he even said in the book of John that we are supposed to be one with God just as he was. You're right. John did say that. His friend just mentioned the book of John. No coincidences. Yes, of all the writers of the scriptures, I think John was the greatest. I'll tell John the next time I see him, I quipped. Funny, Lance said, not suspecting the truth behind my humor. What did you call for anyway? To ask you a question. But you already answered it. That's the way it happens when you're in tune with the universe, buddy, he said, sounding very pleased with himself. We spent a few more minutes talking about family, friends, and business ideas before we said our goodbyes. He ended it with his favorite phrase, "Have a powerful day." I related the conversation to Elizabeth. This sounds like The First Insight, said Elizabeth. And I have that book also, The First Insight. From the Celestine Prophecies. The Celestine Prophecies, great book. I might get into that sometime. What do you mean, First Insight? I asked. I thought you read the Celestine Prophecy. This book talks about insights that will transform humanity. Love you too, Dolly. The first one says that we are to pay attention to coincidences, that they will lead us to the paths that we are to follow. Exactly. Yes, I do remember reading that now. It is a pretty fantastic coincidence that both Wayne and Lance had the same answer. It's especially interesting that Lance answered my question even before I asked it. Do you think that is some kind of sign? It sounds like it could be. Let's suppose it is a sign then. That means we're supposed to think in the direction of us being gods. If I tell John the answer that is that I am a god or God, could that be enough? Or are we supposed to think deeper? Hi, Christina. Hi, beautiful. Who knows? Elizabeth shrugged. The question I have is that if I am a god, why can't I snap my fingers and just make myself well? Good question. But from what I've read about in New Age books, the reason is that we are basically gods who have forgotten we are gods. Because we have all power as gods, and we believe we are frail humans. And this belief makes us frail humans. When we drop this false belief, then the God within us will be revealed. So all I have to do is drop my false belief and I can have power to heal myself? That's the basic teaching of the present day gurus. It sounds too simple. It does, I agreed. But simple things are often the truest. That evening, when I went to bed, I felt very restless. I felt a vacuum. Ever since I learned that John was out of town, I used the word vacuum last night in our group. Interesting. But as I lay on my bed that night, I felt even more depleted of energy. I felt as if I was fading in and out of reality. We have 5 more minutes, and then we're going to do snaps, empower ourselves, and then come back to this. It's a longer chapter than usual, but that's okay, because it's a good one. Hello, Bo. Welcome into the Ascension Class, the Butterfly Sanctuary. You are welcome here as long as you are of love and light. Okay. So, let's see. That evening, when I went to bed, I felt very restless. I felt the vacuum ever since I learned that John was out of town. But as I lay on my bed that night, I felt even more depleted of energy. I felt as if I was fading in and out of reality. And finally, I fell asleep and had an unusual dream. Now, in my experience, some dreams are just dreams. But every now and then, one comes along that seems very real. And you think there must be a reality behind it. This was one of those dreams. I found myself in a room surrounded by these floating, evil-looking entities. Their faces were contorted and snarling at me as if they wanted to do me harm. I looked for a way of escape and found a door. I ran through the door and found a saintly-looking man in a rocking chair looking at me with a benevolent look on his face. I turned around and noticed that the evil spirits did not follow me into the room, and it seemed that the kindly man was somehow protecting me from them. I walked toward the man and asked, "Who are you?" He looked back at me, and I heard an authoritative voice project toward me, which said, "This is my beloved Apostle John." I looked at the benevolent-looking man with a start. He looked nothing like my bell-ringing friend who I thought was the Apostle John. This man had long sandy hair, a beard, and of a fairly heavy build. John was fairly thin, no beard, and black hair with touches of white. John's complexion was also darker than this man. This person in front of me was definitely a different person than the bell ringer I knew as John. Now this voice I was hearing, which sounded very authoritative, was telling me that this other man was John the Beloved. The voice sounded a bit like James Earl Jones when he says, "This is CNN." like you would imagine the voice of God to be. Because of the general situation, the strong impression came to my mind that it must be the voice of the God or Christ himself. I ventured forth a question. Who is this other John, the bell ringer? The authoritative voice answered back, the impostor you met has been an enemy from the beginning. He is a prince of evil and deceit who will lead all who believe him into the abyss and destruction. Beware of evil that has the appearance of good. Beware of all those who teach that men are gods. I alone am God. His voice echoed until I woke up from the dream with a start and lay in my bed in contemplation. All right, we'll pick it up from there. This gets really good. We only have one more page after this, so. All right, we have 1 minute till snaps. Have been laid upon your table. Desperado. Yep, snap time. Here we go. Snap, snap, snap. Time to empower ourselves, right? Okay. This is our butterfly. All y'all who are on here, help lend your energy to the creation of the new earth, but you're also here to empower yourselves. This is our past loved ones. Always with us. Anytime we remember them. Anytime we think of them. This is our room. Miss Forest Fairy drew this, and this is the dragon energy, the priest energy, the pan, the unicorn, the joker, the angel, the mother goose, the XOXO, the Ankh, and the rabbit. Why the white rabbit? Because we go down those rabbit holes and we expose the truth. This room is about truth. Love, light, and truth. This is the magic, right? Steffi drew this for us. And this is all our galactic family, archangels, ascended masters. Always, eyes are always on us. And the work that we do every day. This is who we are. We are the rainbow butterflies. The rainbow warriors. And Kathy did that for us. Okay, this is the song of the 144,000. 144,000 is a frequency. We thank you, Mother Father, that you have revealed to us your protective universal light. That within this light is complete protection from all destructive forces. That the Holy Spirit of your presence permeates us in this light. And wherever we will the light to descend. Yes. We thank you, Mother Father, that you fill us with your protective fires of love. That within this love is complete protection from all destructive thoughts and feelings. That the consciousness of Christ is lifted up in us in this love. And wherever we will the love to be inflamed. Right? Yes. Here's a big old lucky hug for everyone empowering yourselves and creating our new earth. So we thank you, Mother Father, that you are in us and we are in you. That through us, your will is sent forth on wings of power. That your purpose is accomplished on earth as it is in heaven. That through us, your light and love and power is manifest to all the sons and daughters of mankind, right? We are the love. We are the light. We are the truth. We are. And divine love is working through us here and now to create the new earth, right? Yes. Here's our healing chain. And all these people have asked us to connect our energy with theirs so that they can heal themselves. So however you do that, with light language, with Reiki, with crystal healing, or with prayer, or any other healing modalities that you have. I'm going to call in Archangel Raphael and have him connect his energy to all these beautiful people. And we are going to send them love, light, and healing energy now. Always divine time, Robin. Thank you for that, everyone. Everything is always divine time. Yes. All right. We are going to finish up this chapter in the Immortal. All right, so John did indeed seem sincere and appeared to be a true teacher, but it never occurred to me to think he was some kind of evil incarnate. Now this voice that seemed to be the voice of God showed me what may be the true John the Beloved. And the one who I thought was the true apostle may not be an apostle at all, but some kind of evil incarnate sent to lead me to what? The voice said the abyss and destruction. That must be some type of hell, I thought. It seemed to me that if the voice was correct, I would be destroyed. If John the bell ringer was right, I would go on to learn the keys of knowledge. I didn't like my choice. If John the bell ringer was wrong, I may suffer some type of eternal punishment or destruction. But if the dream was wrong, I could go on to learn the keys of knowledge from John. As this thought crossed my mind, I found it interesting that I had fear of the voice of God in the dream. I feared it was right, but did not want it to be right. I remembered the feelings of love I had when John the bell ringer was in my presence, especially when he sent me his memories and later taught my wife. Then I thought of how I felt when I saw the supposed John the Beloved in the dream. The evil spirits in the dream did not follow me into the room where John was, and it seemed peaceful when I entered into the presence of John in the dream. But that peace was different from the peace I felt in the presence of the bell ringer. In that John's presence, I felt a peace that penetrated me to the core. Perhaps the peace that passes all understanding. But in the presence of John in the dream, the peace was like the peace you have when a baby stops crying. It seems peaceful because of the lack of disturbance, not because of any inner feeling. Next, I contemplated the voice of Jesus or God. I thought I heard. The feeling from the voice seemed to penetrate my outer body and tried to work its way into my heart. But the sound of the bells I heard from John seemed to penetrate my deepest heart center or soul and radiated to permeate my whole being. I again contemplated the two Johns and concluded the major difference between them is that one created the feeling of fear and dread in me, and the other a feeling of love and peace. I thought long and hard within myself as I had a feeling that I was supposed to make a choice of some kind. After a period of absolute stillness, I thought within myself, if I have to choose, I will choose the John whose bells, thoughts, and words touched my very soul. Immediately, as instantly as one can imagine, I sensed a presence beside my bed. It was a presence of tremendous evil. Of that, I was sure. The vibration was so terrible and overwhelming that I felt like running. But somehow I knew within myself, as if I had been sent some type of revelation directly to my brain, that this powerful entity from the abyss was the one who had given me the dream and was the one who was the owner of the authoritative voice. I somehow knew that he did not know that I knew he was there. He seemed to be standing by my bedside, waiting to see if I would fall for the illusion he had created for me in the dream. I knew the truth was now revealed to me because I chose John the bell ringer, that he was indeed John the beloved, apostle of Jesus. My choice was true. If I had chosen the other John, I would have chosen an agent of the dark side. Absolutely, Christy. I lay completely still for another few moments, holding my breath. I sensed the being was watching me, waiting for a response. I felt a fear beyond anything I had felt before. I somehow feared this being had power to destroy me if I did not please him. I spent several more minutes quieting the fear and told myself I would put myself in the hands of the true God, whoever and whatever that would be. And somehow I felt I must confront this personage who was waiting for a response. Exactly. Oh God, I prayed within myself with sincerity I had never had before. What shall I do? Immediately I felt another presence. It seemed very familiar. Somehow I knew it was the presence of the real John, the real beloved. Oh, John, are you there? I asked silently. What shall I do? An inner voice that I knew without a doubt came from John said these words, laugh at him. I almost broke my silence with astonishment at that answer. It was totally unexpected. Here was perhaps the devil himself at my bedside, the most terrifying creature one can imagine. And I am supposed to laugh at him? I had to take a few more minutes to absorb that one. Finally, I asked silently again, are you sure I'm supposed to laugh at this thing? No answer. Then I thought within myself, hey, what gives here? I want some reassurance. He might take me to some fire and brimstone if I laugh at him. Give me a sign that this is the correct thing to do, that I will be safe. Nothing. John, I shouted with a silent scream. I need to know that I did not imagine I heard you. Please give me reassurance just this one time. Nothing. Still nothing. For some reason, I thought I must go with what I had received. I reflected on the voice of John. It seemed very real, more real than anything I had ever felt. My mind just had a hard time accepting it. I had to go with that which was most real to my soul. I thought and decided to obey and laugh at the intruder, who I sensed was getting very impatient. I took a moment, gathered my courage, and lifted myself up in my bed, looked in the direction of the presence. I thought of Stephen Wright, my favorite comic, let out a laugh as if I had just heard a good new joke, and said out loud, great try, you son of a bitch, but your little trick didn't work. I do find it very funny, though, and I laughed some more. My laughter was stopped in its tracks by a negative force more powerful than anything I've ever felt. It was like a whirlwind of negative energy that made me think of the Tasmanian devil in the Bugs Bunny show, except I was terrified rather than entertained. I feared this thing was going to destroy my body and soul within the next 2 seconds. Suddenly, with swiftness faster than light, the entire presence left the room, and a fire came down from some heavenly sphere and completely engulfed everything that was me. I was both on fire and feeling the peace that passed understanding. all at one moment. I knew that only God could produce such a feeling. The feelings I had in the dream did not compare within a millionth of a degree to that of the fire and the peace that surrounded me at that moment. As I was enjoying this great bliss, Elizabeth turned to me sleepily. Did I hear you laugh? I laughed again with joy that I could not hold back. Yes, my sweet, you did hear me laugh. I feel too great not to laugh. Well, could you laugh more quietly? She asked, somewhat irritated, and rolled over to go back to sleep. Okay, I smiled. I will laugh more quietly. Then I laughed what I have since called a quiet, heavenly laugh, as I drifted into the most peaceful sleep I had ever experienced in my life. Wow. Guys, I've had that experience. I've had that experience exactly. Anyone else had that experience? Anyone else had that experience? Because I've had that same experience. Except I didn't laugh. You know what I did? I hid under the covers. I hid under the covers. There was a demon at the end of my bed. This happened years ago. It happened around 2000, I want to say 2014 or so. There was a demon and he had glaring red eyes. And I saw him. And I hid under my covers. No shit. I wish I had this book that would tell me to laugh. Right? I just hid under my covers. And he eventually left. The demon eventually left. I couldn't feel his presence anymore. But he was mean. He was not a nice energy. Not a nice energy. But I also knew that if I hid under the covers, I was protected. I kind of knew if I went under the covers, he couldn't get me. Yeah. Oh, wow, Trina. Wow. Oh, awesome, Mark. I'm able to fall asleep peacefully now. Yeah. I would have had to. It happened here. Oh, happened there last summer. You've had beings at the foot of the bed. Wife scared him. Yeah. I ran after him. He changed into the face of a man. I'm still looking for that man. It was in the woods. Ah. Mm-hmm. I got the courage because he came after me with my kid in the bed. And I turned into a mama bear. Wow. Oh, good. Yep. Never forget the dark energy that paced outside my grandmother's room wanting to scare me. Mm-hmm. Oh, exactly. Now, if it happened to me today, I would not hide under the covers. I would rebuke him. I would rebuke any demons. Yep. His face turned from a black demon to a blonde man with bluish green eyes and glasses. Think he was trying to trick me. Oh. To think he wasn't what he really was. Yeah. It just goes, use discernment. And you can't always, demons can have pretty faces. A lot of them do. Look at the Hollywood stars. Right? Look, Kamala isn't a bad looking woman, but she is a demon. Right? I can't say that about Hillary, though. I mean, she's ugly inside and out. But yeah. Hey, Christina. Christine BX, hello, darling. Yep. You astral traveled to a past current life where I was tortured and raped last night, and I kept saying, I do not consent. Good for you. Yeah, my dreams have been really, really crazy too. They were put in your path to love bomb you and then suck your energy. Yes, BX. Yeah, been there, done that. You woke up and transmuted. Good job. Good girl. Yep. All right, we are going to talk a little bit about meditation in the third eye, and then we're going to go over to TikTok. So, yeah, this is really quick. All right. Meditation and the third eye. Who looks outside dreams? Who looks within awakens? By Carl Jung. Carl Jung. Exactly. You are fully covered in armor, untouchable. Yes, Betty, that happens. We are spiritual warriors. We are in battle in our sleep. Yep. Betty, do you wear anything around your neck? So I wear a hematite around my neck. That is what I was called to wear around my neck. You should probably get a black onyx or a hematite for grounding and protection. That's what I would suggest. You got beat up a few nights ago. Yeah. Yep. I love you, Benny. Yes, have a beautiful day at the lake. Go feed the duckies. Yes. You got on both right now. Well, of course you do. You're no neophyte, Benny. You're no neophyte. See, Betty? I literally wear 4 sets of necklaces around my neck. 4 sets of different things. Yeah. You wear your ankh? Oh, yes. Wonderful. All right. On a physical aspect, meditating strengthens the connection between brain cells. But one of the most important aspects of meditation is breathing, as our entire focus is to inhale and exhale. The difference between consciousness and unconsciousness lies now here, in the present moment of the silent breath, the life giver and taker. Awareness of the breath brings awareness of now here, where the I am presence resides, which is the only possible reality where we exist. Through meditation, we make contact to the roots of our existence, tune into our inner world, as well as into the frequency of higher spiritual realms, expand our consciousness awareness, and have access to source information, which is the living library of the Akashic records. And once we experience this greatness, we become enlightened. And when we achieve enlightenment, we die a death in the human ego. And we have a rebirth. We go from a caterpillar to a butterfly. We see that we are all one. And so we are reborn with unconditional love and the blissful sense of oneness. Of course, the ego fears its death through meditation, which is ultimately achieved once we expand our conscious awareness from me to we, as we understand the concept of oneness. And so it will do anything to keep you away from sitting down in solitude and silence. right? Think of that. How many times you say, oh, I'm going to meditate tonight, and then something comes up and you don't meditate? I am so guilty of that, right? I want to meditate such and such, and then I don't do it because something comes up. A lot of times your ego keeps you from meditating. Your ego will come up with endless different reasons why you don't need to meditate. And even when you finally do so, it will still interfere with its overwhelming, never-ending mind chatter, right? You sit there and you're sitting there and you're meditating. You're like, what is this doing for me? And all sorts of things are running through your head. Well, this is a waste of time. I could be doing the dishes. I could be cleaning my house. I could be out with my kids. I could be, there's so much chatter that you have to just quiet down when you're meditating. When we become enlightened, we shift in vibrational frequency. But to become enlightened through meditation, we have to sit quietly in silence. Just watch our breath and stop thinking. It is there in the silence of our mind, in between our breaths, where our I am presence, our angelic, godly higher self is. But as mentioned before, our greatest challenge lies in muting the ego mind with its never-ending mind chatter of sorrow from yesterday, fear of tomorrow, and worry or jealousy or any other emotion of duality created and amplified by our ego to keep us from tuning into the frequency of the higher realms of conscious awareness through distracting us from the now here, the only reality, the only place where we exist. Instead of fighting against our ego, we need to befriend it. The ego sits in our mind, and our mind consists not solely of fearful ego. It also has many very useful abilities, and even your ego only wants to be loved. Unfortunately, it has learned to control us, but now we must learn to control it. Right? Before you sit down in meditation, tell your ego mind that all is well. Say, dear ego, we are going to meditate now for only 20 minutes. And I want you to be quiet during this time so I can recharge. And afterwards, I will give you a chocolate cookie as a reward for being silent and such a good friend to let me meditate a few minutes. Right? I always say, talk to yourselves. Talk to yourselves. Talk to your body, talk to your mind, talk to your heart. Yes, it is a trick that really works for many. Thoughts will still come to your mind, but you shall not indulge in them, but distantly observe them and let them pass. Instead of being the actor of a movie, step a few steps behind and become the silent watcher of the film inside your head, created by your thoughts. Watch without judging these thoughts and let them pass by until it becomes quiet. Breathing will bring you back to the present moment, now here. Breathe in and out on the count of 4 and just relax. Listening to calming music during meditation is highly recommended. Sometimes we will sit for 30 minutes, but yet unable to silence our mind. So to still our mind, we need to focus on something very simple but essential for our survival, our breath. It is here where all wisdom and mysteries of eternity and immortality are kept in the silent breath. I am now here. So Peter said to Mary, Sister, we know that the Savior loved you more than the rest of women. Tell us the words of the Savior which you remember, which you know we do not, nor have we heard them. Mary answered and said, What is hidden from you, I will proclaim to you. And she began to speak to them these words. She said, I saw the Lord in a vision, and I said to him, Lord, I saw you today in a vision. He answered and said to me, Blessed are you that you did not waver at the sight of me, for where the mind is, there is the treasure. I said to him, Lord, how does he who sees the vision see it through the soul or through the spirit? The Savior answered and said, he does not see through the soul nor through the spirit, but the mind, which is between the two, that is what sees the vision. And that was the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, Gnostic teachings. Okay, so that is class for the day, guys. I hope y'all learned something. I hope you all took that in. Can you write Sethuli in the butterfly? Absolutely. What color would you like, darling? What color would you like? If there's anyone else that wants to be on our butterfly, to be on the butterfly is empowering. It means you are part of the CCC, the Christ Conscious Collective here. And it means that you help create the new earth. Yes, Teresa, go take a nap, darling. Love you. Red. Okay, Shrimati. And the name is Sethuli. Okay, Sethuli in a red. You got it. Let me get my red. Find my red pen. Sethuli. What a pretty name. I love that. All right, you're on there, darling. If there's anyone else that wants to be on the butterfly, let me know, because we're going over to TikTok very shortly. What did I do with the pen? I just had it here. Oh, there it is. Zooties. I got a dragon starting to cook here. All right, when you appear in red. Betty, I missed the Friday night ones, but I do them by myself with the videos. Have a good day. I'm going. Oh, absolutely, Ashley. Love you too. Shamir is your crush. Well, Shamir isn't in class, so I can't put him on without the without his permission. Yes. Your son has court Wednesday. Need prayers. Absolutely, Teresa. Sending your son prayers, darling. Oh, Doug. Oh, you need Doug on the healing chain. I gotcha, Mama Bear. I gotcha. I put Doug on the healing chain. He's on there. Okay. I just put my youngest daughter on the healing chain also. She was in the hospital yesterday. She's got stuff going on with her gallbladder. Yep. All right, guys, we're going to go over to TikTok for a little bit. Okay. Your cousin has to have her gallbladder. Yeah, I think my daughter does too. I think my daughter does too. Yep. Yeah. Love you too, Pippi. Have a beautiful day, darling. Yep, I'll see you over at TikTok in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to go over to TikTok.